Is Magic Star good for over 40 skin? If you want to know the answer to that question, stay right there. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Michelle from Mascara to Midnight, and the question on your mind is Magic Star, Jeffree Star's new concealer and powder, good for over 40 skin? How is it going to do on our mature skin? Is it going to get in our wrinkles? Is it going to make us look older? Or is it going to be magic? Be sure and stay till the end because I'm going to do an all-day wear test. Before we get started, let me tell you a little story. First of all, I've never tried a Jeffree Star product. None. Not a single one. Never tried one. Never watched a Jeffree Star video. But I do keep up with makeup news, and I heard about the drama behind his concealer. So I went over to his video to find out what was going on, and he told the story of how it got stolen from him. Cases and cases of his concealer got stolen from him. And in the process of telling his story, I really liked him, and I loved the product, and I had to get my hands on it. So I put a little reminder in my phone to go off the minute of the launch so I could be one of the first people to get it. And of course, this stuff sells out quick, and I didn't want to take a chance of missing it. I went over to the website, registered. I was all ready to go. When my timer went off, I was going to get in there. And the website crashed. I was so bummed. I couldn't run to Sephora in the middle of the day. I homeschool. So I thought, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then I remembered that Beautylish sells Jeffree Star products, and they're not stolen. They're legit. So I ran over to Beautylish, having never used the website before, and managed to get the concealer and the powder in the colors I wanted. So I was excited. And that's my story. Here is how it comes packaged from Beautylish. Isn't it cute? Picture of Mona Lisa. Who's this? Don't know. Some weird alien. We've got some weird kitten. I don't know, maybe it's a squirrel. They give me a little sample of Bioderma eye contour gel. The tiniest sample you could imagine. Something to be said for Beautylicious packaging now. Come on. I don't love the sample. The tiniest little sample, but I do love the packaging. Comes in a very, very pretty box. Loving the box. And then the concealer box is even prettier with the holographic design on it. This sounds like it may be broken. You hear that? I don't want it to be broken because that was part of the appeal for me, is how beautiful it was. I got this in the C1. Oh, it's broken. Bummer. I expected that some of these would come broken because, come on, you would expect that it would be easy to break off, and sure enough it is. I'm not the kind of person that's going to email and ask for a refund on this or a new one. It's just not that big of a deal to me. I wanted it to be pretty. I wanted it to be like a wand. It was supposed to be a beauty wand. I didn't buy it. I'm not even going to lie. I did buy it. Part of the reason because it was so beautiful. Let's start by getting a little swatch on the back of my hand. And then with the swatches, I'm going to decide what is the best way to apply it. There are multiple ways of applying concealer. All of them have their benefits. One of the ways is with your finger, and you would just dot it all around. Let's give this a try. It is really, really thick. I don't think the finger method will be the best for this. Another method is concealer brush. That's pretty good. I like that a lot. Concealer brush. That's got some pretty good coverage. Look, that blue vein right there. That's pretty well covered up right there. It's pretty good. And another way is the little beauty blenders. This one came from Ulta. These are great. I never get these wet. The effect will be different if you want to get yours wet. This is also not going to be very good with this. I find that the thicker concealer is, it usually is better with a brush. I've got 2 videos on the best way to use concealer. But what we want to know is this going to be a good one for us? For me and you, is it going to be good? Let's get into it. Let's give it a try. I'm going to use the brush. Now I know that because it's thick, we're going to use a smaller amount. You're not going to go, don't do that. Just Gonna put a couple little dots. This is my first time trying it, so I don't really know what it's gonna do. It looks like a little bit goes a long way. Boy, that's a very highlighting effect, isn't it? Now, you know, people are going to complain about everything, but I found the color range to be pretty wide. I'm really pale, and I usually just go in and buy whatever's the lightest. But can you believe the lightest of this is white? Figured white might be a little too white for me, so I went with the next color, and this is C1. It's got a little bit of a pink undertone to it, and it kind of looks peachy on the skin there. You can see that this is really quite highlighting. Let's deviate from the plan just a little bit. I'm curious as to how it compares to what I normally use. I'm going to link everything for you below. You can just head right on over and purchase anything you love. I always apply Ready Set Gorgeous with this little thingy dilly. The reason I decided to do this is because I'm interested in how it compares to just an ordinary concealer. It is definitely brighter on this eye. I wouldn't say it's getting in my lines and wrinkles any more than a regular concealer is. It doesn't appear to be any more sticky. It's quite dry. The CoverGirl is more of an everyday concealer. You know, you only have a few seconds, you slap it on and you go. But for more of a nighttime, more of a beautified, for lack of a better word, concealer, I use the Bye Bye Under Eye by It Cosmetics. It requires a little bit more work. It requires setting powder. You know, it's a bigger deal. Let's compare it. It's thicker, like the Jeffree Star, so a little bit goes a long way.
It's quite sticky.
It's surprisingly not as brightening as the Jeffree Star is. I'm actually pretty surprised because this is always very brightening to me. So far, this is pretty good. This is way more sticky. I'm gonna be interested to see how this will hold up without powder. This always needs powder, always. Now we're gonna apply it to the other eye. Just the tiniest bit. A little bit goes a long way. I usually always have to put an extra little drop right there of whatever concealer I'm using, but not this time. I am gonna say it is a little bit too brightening. That's gonna be my fault for getting such a light color, but I always go with the lightest color, so I'm pretty surprised. I mean, this one's light, this one's the lightest, so who knew that a concealer was going to be too light for me? I think if I just blend it a little bit more, it won't be quite as brightening. I know that's a look, and some people like it, and I'm great with that. You do what makes you comfortable, but I think this is just a little too light for me. Let's move on to the powder. The powder, I mean, you got to give Jeffree Star some points because his packaging, even his boxes, are gorgeous. And look at this. There's two J's in there. Jeffree. I don't know what the other J is for, but isn't this so pretty? I love everything pink. This is fantastic. I heard that it smells really good, and it does. I don't mind scented products. I know they're not for everyone. It's very soft. You can't say creamy for a powder, but I mean, you almost can't feel it. That's how finely milled it is. It is so soft. That's the only adjective I can think of for this, is it's just soft. So soft that you almost can't feel it. And then the scent is very pleasant. It's kind of, yes, cotton candy. That's what it is. I'm gonna taste it. Shh. Unfortunately, it doesn't taste like cotton candy. Now, what I like to do when I'm setting my concealer is use these. These are great, in my opinion, for setting concealer. It smells so good, I cannot even tell you. If you're one of those type of people who bought the peach palette from Too Faced because you like the scent or the chocolate, then you're gonna love this. This is no joke. This smells fabulous. I put on the It Cosmetics CC Cream because I don't actually like it. It actually enhances my pores and my wrinkles. I thought I would try this and see if it is any good with a bad foundation. It's kind of light. I mean, it's really brightening up my face. I mean, it's looking pretty good. Be sure and check out the little pore area. I've got super dry skin from my Retin-A usage, so ignore that. What we're looking at is how is it setting on the skin. It's actually done a really good job with the pores. Here's the before and after for you. In the morning, I'm going to apply the Jeffree Star concealer. I'm going to put powder under the right eye and no powder under this eye. We're going to see how it wears both with the setting powder and without. It's been about 4 hours and the concealer looks pretty good overall for 4 hours, but the side without the powder has really gotten into my lines here. And it's kind of pooled underneath my eyes on both sides, even the side with the powder underneath the eyes. But you can see on this side that it has not gotten into my lines on this side with the powder side. I will also say that the powder side has really helped to hold on to the foundation and not get into my pores. And this side over here, you can see it's a little more luminescent, glowy, and is in my pores a little bit more. And same on the chin. I'd say the powder is pretty good. I really like the way it feels under this eye. It's so soft and smooth, whereas the eye without the concealer is a little more sticky, not quite as smooth feeling. The side without the powder definitely looks a little bit crepier. I'm at the end of the day, about 11 and a half hours, 11 to 12 hours I've had this makeup on, and there is a distinct difference in the side with the powder. Here we are at the end of the day. It's been somewhere between 11 and 12 hours, and the concealer on one eye has held steady and the other eye hasn't. This one with the powder looks better. This eye, this area right here where I need it the most, is almost completely gone. The concealer did not stay without the powder. However, this side that was powdered still looks really good. It's definitely made my eye area look crepier as the day has gone on, but also my skin has gotten drier as the day has gone on. If this was just a short term, 2 or 3 hours, I think this really looks great in the first few hours, both sides, with or without the powder. As far as the powder on the rest of my face, it's almost completely gone. I do not have oily skin. I have super dry skin. My skin is currently peeling from the Retin-A that I've been doing, and it's in this area you can see that there's almost no CC cream and no powder left. There's none left on my nose. This side still looks better as far as the wearing. A lot of it's gone, but it still looks better on this side. I don't know why I keep pointing with both fingers. Looks better on this side. I'm gonna say that the powder is a definite win, and I like the concealer a lot too, as long as you powder it. Again, this really got in the creases without the powder. With the powder, it did not start to get into my creases. That's a nice way of saying wrinkles. Until later in the day. I really do like it. I think I'll be continuing to use it. I'm not sure if I like it as much as my Ready Set Gorgeous, so I'm gonna have to give it ample time. So be sure and subscribe if you want to see if I'm loving it, because it'll come up in a favorites video soon if I am, and if I'm not, you'll never see it again. Thanks so much for being a part of my channel. Can't wait to see you again real soon. Bye.